Millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions. Throughout human history, invisible enemies have wiped out entire civilizations, collapsed empires, and reshaped the world as we know it. Today we count down the 5 deadliest viruses to ever plague mankind, and some of them are still among us right now. Ebola, coming in at number 5. Ebola. Ebola is a severe, often fatal disease with death rates averaging 50%, ranging from 25 all the way up to 90%, caused by the Ebola filovirus. It was first discovered in 1976, and bats are thought to be the most likely natural reservoir of the virus. The strain that drove the 2014 to 2016 Ebola outbreak in West Africa kills up to 90% of the people it infects, making it one of the most lethal pathogens ever recorded. What makes Ebola terrifying is not just the death rate, it is how it kills. Hemorrhagic fever, internal bleeding, organ failure, shock. It is brutal, fast, and visible in the worst way possible. The world watched in horror during the West Africa outbreak. And yet, Ebola burns out fast because it kills too quickly to spread far. That is the only reason it is number 5 and not number 1. Before we get to number 4, if you are learning something new right now, hit that like button. It takes 1 second and it helps this information reach more people who need to see it. Number 4. Smallpox. The virus that scarred history itself. During the 18th century, over 400,000 people died annually in Europe from smallpox alone. Overall, fatality rates were around 30%, but rates were much higher in infants, reaching 80 to 98%, and 1/3 of all survivors went blind. Smallpox follows closely behind tuberculosis as one of history's greatest killers, claiming lives for thousands of years before its eradication. Smallpox is the only human disease ever completely eradicated from the planet, a triumph of science and global cooperation. The last natural case was recorded in 1977. But before that victory, it killed an estimated 300 to 500 million people in the 20th century alone. Number 3. HIV/AIDS, and it is still killing people today. HIV. An estimated 32 million people have died from HIV since the disease was first recognized in the early 1980s. In the modern world, HIV may be the deadliest active virus of all. As Dr. Amesh Adalja, infectious disease physician and spokesman for the Infectious Disease Society of America, puts it, it is still the one that is the biggest killer. Powerful antiviral drugs have made it possible for people to live for years with HIV, and in rare cases, stem cell transplants have cured the disease. But the virus continues to devastate many low- and middle-income countries, where 95% of new HIV infections occur. HIV is proof that a virus does not need to kill you in days to be catastrophic. It dismantles the immune system slowly, silently, leaving the body defenseless against everything else. 40 years on, the fight continues. We are halfway through the list, and things are about to get even more shocking. Make sure you are subscribed so you never miss a health alert or breakdown like this one. The bell icon is right there. 1 tap is all it takes. Number 2. Number 2 will surprise you. Rabies. Using the case fatality rate metric, the likelihood that an infection ends in death, rabies would likely come out on top. If an infection becomes symptomatic, rabies is fatal to humans in more than 99% of cases. Globally, approximately 59,000 people die from rabies every year. The virus spreads primarily through the saliva of infected animals, especially dogs. Despite being vaccine preventable, rabies still causes thousands of deaths, mainly in Africa and Southeast Asia, due to limited access to post-exposure treatment. Near 100% fatality rate once symptoms appear. No treatment, no recovery. Rabies is arguably the most lethal virus by pure kill ratio that has ever existed. The only reason it sits at number 2 and not number 1 is that it is preventable, if you get the vaccine in time. Finally, and at number 1, the undisputed deadliest viral event in recorded human history, the 1918 Spanish flu. The 1918 influenza pandemic still far and away ranks as the deadliest global outbreak of the 20th century. Thought to be caused by an H1N1 virus, it spread globally in 1918 and 1919. An estimated 500 million people were infected, approximately a third of the global population, and 50 million people died worldwide. This pandemic represented the largest single epidemic in recorded medical history, an unprecedented human catastrophe which caused a transient drop in global life expectancy, an unprecedented phenomenon in itself. No antibiotics, no ventilators, no ICUs, no global health infrastructure. In 2 years, the Spanish flu killed more people than both World War I and World War II combined. It is the benchmark against which every outbreak since has been measured. 5 viruses, hundreds of millions of lives lost. Each one a reminder that the natural world contains threats no army can fight with bullets. The good news? Science has never been faster. Vaccines, antivirals, and global surveillance systems mean we are better equipped than ever before. But as the hantavirus outbreak of 2026 reminds us, nature always has another card to play. Stay informed, stay ahead, and never underestimate the invisible. If this video opened your eyes, share it with one person right now. Not tomorrow, right now. Someone in your life needs to know this information. And if you want to stay ahead of every major health story as it breaks, subscribe and hit the bell. We post every time something important happens in the world of health. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next one.